Yo, 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 welcome back to Just Kicking It. I go by Polo Show, and I'm with the homies. And yeah, we are YYC artists. We're artists first and foremost, so definitely check out our music. I go by the name Polo Show. You can find my music on all streaming platforms, Spotify, Google Play, Apple Music. I just dropped my debut album, Determination, so definitely check that out, listen to that. What about you, Soy?
If you want to find me on like Spotify, Apple Music, all that, just look up On the Search for More. My artist name is SOY. Go to that artist profile, hit follow. Listen to the music. It's great music, and more music on the way for sure.
Yeah. So this is Just Kicking It, brought to you by Lifted One Records and YYC Hip Hop Daily, filmed at Solid Studios. Make sure to follow us on socials at lifted_ones, YYC Hip Hop Daily, and Solid Studios YYC. And if you're listening to this on any podcast platform, make sure to follow us and give us 5 stars. And if you're watching this on our YouTube channel, make sure to subscribe, hit that bell so you're notified, and like and comment.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Please.
Yes, please. Let's get right into it. So in the global world of hip hop,
Yes.
top 5 Will Smith movies
Word.
is the first thing we're talking about today. Because yeah, man, fuck it.
We talked about it a bit yesterday. I don't know, dude. Will Smith has some really good movies. He doesn't have as many like great movies as I thought. You know what I mean? You hear Will Smith and you just think like greatness.
I feel like I'm just not. Have we like tried to just Google Will Smith movies?
Yeah, let me just do that now.
Because I feel like that's probably what's happening is like we just can't think of a lot. But there's definitely a lot of, Will Smith is usually that dude in movies.
Man, he's put out some great movies, but he's also put out some
weak movies
yikes.
for sure.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, let's go over our top 5. Oh, Wild Wild West.
You like that movie?
Shit,
Damn,
that response was like, damn,
Yeah.
all right. Shouldn't have said that then. All right, let's go over. You had made a top 5 yesterday. Let's go over that top 5.
I did. Definitely got to throw Pursuit of Happiness. That might be number 1. That's just like, that's such a good movie.
It's a really great movie. It's crazy his son is in the movie as well,
Yeah.
right? And it's like, man, fuck.
Super inspiring.
That scene where they fucking like slept in the bathroom.
I definitely cried, man. It's like, you
Crazy.
can't not cry.
Crazy, bro. Crazy.
Probably a personal favorite of mine is Hitch. I wish Will Smith did more of those movies, like the romantic comedy, more so, but it just suited him for me, and Kevin James is in it, and what's her name? Alicia, whatever. I can't remember her name.
Like, what's the premise of Hitch?
The premise is Will Smith enters, he's Alex Hitch, and he's a professional dating consultant. So he basically goes around and like helps guys get with women that they wouldn't normally be able to just because of their looks or like they're nervous around women. So he kind of coaches them and being like, hey, this is how you talk to women. This is how you approach them on your first date. It's really funny, and Kevin James is in it. And what's her name, bro? She's really beautiful. His co-star is Hold Up, I Got It. Hey. Eva Mendes.
Yeah.
Eva Mendes. Yeah, it's a like 2005.
I've probably seen it, but it was just so long ago.
I Am Legend. I love I Am Legend.
Yep, classic.
I, Robot. That's also awesome. And one more. Men in Black. The first one for me.
Yeah.
Someone told me the third one's the best one.
The most recent one they did? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's pretty dope, right? Because they kind of tied all the movies in, and they kind of brought the story around. But I don't know. I feel like if we're gonna say a Men in Black is one of the ones, it's definitely the first one because that's what started it. I think all of them are good, but yeah, definitely the first one is the main one.
Some would say Bad Boys. I've never been a huge fan, personally.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I would say, yeah, it's probably a classic movie, but I wouldn't put it in my top 5.
Yeah. There's also another one he did. He was like in a golf movie. What's it called? I think it's movies, golf. The Legend of Bagger Vance. Matt Damon's in that, and Shia LaBeouf's in that, I think. That's just a great movie. Like, look at these ratings. Like, just terrible ratings, but I love this movie. Fuck.
The Legend of Bagger Vance.
That's a really good movie. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it. It's like I don't know, I always like golf movies for some reason. But
I don't think I've seen it. I'll probably check it out.
No, these are good. Will Smith is just, he's more like, I don't know. I guess The Fresh Prince is like his best.
It's like his known work, right? And it's like, I feel like everyone loves that shit, you know, new generations get into it still, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, that is classic shit, right? And it's like, it's a TV show, so we don't really count it with the movies.
Right.
But it's definitely like, that's where he got his like acting chops, was doing that shit, because he was like, I think he was trying to do the rapping thing before.
Right.
And then he got into the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. But yeah, man, Will Smith is definitely a legend, and that's kind of how I see him, is like, when I think of Will Smith, I think of like excellence in like his career, like, you know what I mean? Like, just taking it the distance. So yeah, I agree with this top 5. I don't know what I would change in it. Yeah, I probably would put Men in Black higher.
Yeah, that's such a good movie.
That is.
Yeah.
Word. So yeah, on to our next topic. Joe Rogan, woke culture. So do you want to kind of elaborate on this?
Sure. I'm just going to bring up the actual quote here. So basically, Joe Rogan was on his podcast, and he got some controversy because, well, the irony in this is he was talking about woke culture and how, like, he's like, can you make a good comedy movie anymore? Or have they been, it's so dangerous in terms of being canceled that comedy movies are no longer something you can do. So that's like a good, like, you can never be woke enough. That's the problem. It keeps going further and further and further down the line. And if you get to the point where you're capital, what is that? Capitulate. What does that mean?
That's a good question.
That's a good word. Where you agree to all the demands, so I guess being compliant. It'll eventually get to straight white men are not allowed to talk because it's your privilege to express yourself when other people of color have been silenced throughout history. So I think it's a bit dramatic because I mean, honestly, I'm not walking outside being like, oh shit, what's gonna happen? I can't say this. Like, I don't give a shit. But some people probably feel this way, especially in the States right now. It's pretty tense there, I suppose. And I do think that, like, the cancel culture, woke culture is affecting art itself, just because art is supposed to be, at least for me, art is supposed to be, like, kind of make you question things and kind of be a bit dangerous and kind of cross the line a bit. And especially comedy. Comedy is the epitome of, like, just the horrible, horrible reality and making a joke of it. You know what I mean? Some of the best comedians in the world take these horrible topics and they're able to spin it in a way where it's like you're laughing, but there's so much truth into it. That's why I love comedians, because the way they think is so brilliant, you know? But what do you think of this? Do you think he's being hyperbolic, or do you think there's some validity to what he's saying?
I think, yeah, definitely. It's probably, especially where he's at, he's in the States, right? It's definitely tense in the States. I can see where the controversy is coming from, because he's definitely a straight white guy who has like a huge platform. Right. You know what I mean? So I can see why people are like, yo, Joe Rogan, shut up. Yeah. Like, but at the same time, yeah, I feel like there is some truth to this. Like, it definitely is tense times, you know? It definitely is like, oh shit, how is he making black jokes right now during, you know, and if you make a comedy movie, you know, or whatever, you know, and during this like tense Black Lives Matter time or whatever, you know what I mean? There's just so much going on in the world right now. Like, you don't know who you're gonna rub wrong. So right. I feel like that's probably what he was trying to say. I feel like him just going for straight white men, that's like the least endangered species.
Dude, I think it's like, it's everybody that's in danger. It's not just one person.
Yeah, him just saying that was like, I think that's where people are like, if he had just said everyone, probably the backlash wouldn't have come like this, because it seems like there's a whole
like,
paragraph that was just like that. That's the quote right there. But damn, I wonder how, like, because we only know this clip of the interview. I wonder like if his like the person he was interviewing like knew like, yo, this is a viral moment right now. I should just shut up or else I'm gonna add to this. Like,
you think? I don't know, man. I don't know how that stuff works. Like, you never know if you're actually gonna, because I don't think it's that like, controversial. You know, I think in today's terms it is, but I think overall it sounds to me. I'm reading this and I'm like, I think he's just like telling his truth in a way.
That's crazy, because this is exactly what he's talking about, right? He's like, yo, like, fuck, I'm just trying to say this, and people are like tripping. But yeah, there's two sides to why people are tripping. It's because like it is kind of like contradicting what he's saying. It's like you have this huge voice. The fact that it's being amplified, you know, even right now, is proof that you can't be shut up. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
So yeah, there's that. But yeah, I feel like there's two sides to it. There's definitely some truth to what he's saying. But yeah, no one's gonna cancel Joe Rogan anytime soon.
The $100 million is not gonna cancel Joe Rogan.
So yeah, on to our next, Joe Budden and Olivia Dope, sexual misconduct. So for those who don't know, Joe Budden is Joe Budden has a podcast. We know the Joe Budden podcast, and there's the Joe Budden Network. And on the Joe Budden Network, there are other like shows, just expanding the brand, right? And so another show is See the Thing Is, right? And it has 3 girls. I was actually watching, like, I watched the first couple episodes, and I like,
it's pretty good.
It's a dope show, right?
Yeah.
Like, I would definitely go there because it's just a female take on a lot of the topics that are, you know, we probably talk about. But yeah, Olivia Dope is one of them. I think she's a DJ. And they're all podcasts, and so it's a weekly podcast on the Joe Budden Network. And so apparently Joe Budden was on for an episode, you know, and he's the boss, really, and that's really where this comes from. And he was just, you know, saying a lot of things, you know, that were inappropriate. So you kind of saw the clip.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't actually think what he said was that wild, just because, I don't know, that's just how humans are. You see a beautiful woman, you want to express those feelings. The issue, like you said, the issue is because he is the boss, and so the power thing is what makes it different to me. Maybe I'm just also being, I don't know, maybe I'm ignorant about the situation.
Nah, man, that's why it's misconduct, because did she bring it up during the episode?
No.
Or like afterwards, it was just like, but you could tell she was uncomfortable. She was like,
yeah, you could see it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I definitely feel like I've brought this up. Man, this is like, it's just like a spiraling thing, man. Like, I don't know if like Joe always does this, you know, he definitely always talking about like, I don't know. I feel like on the Joe Budden podcast, it definitely can get misogynistic sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, well, what they're talking about and whatnot. And so maybe if they had a female guest come on, and Joe probably could have gotten away with that because that's kind of the energy there. But it's like, so him coming on to their show is kind of like, yo, this is our safe space. It's like women here, and you're just, you know, you're doing this. And it's like, yeah. I feel like, yeah, it's exactly what it is. It's him, you know, it's him using his position, you know, to make these advances, right? And it's kind of like, you know, she can either reciprocate or she can lose her job. It's really like, that's how it is. Like, yo, and
this
so
happens way more commonly than people think. You know what I mean? Like, this happens all the time in other places of work and places of business. I personal experience from it. You know, like, it doesn't just happen with women; it also happens with guys. You know, like, and it's not cool. It's just like there should just be an overlining rule, which usually there is at certain businesses, where just don't do that. Business is business, and personal relations are personal. Like, separate the two. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's pretty wild to see, and also the timing is crazy. Like, he's just in a shitstorm right now. As far as like the misogynistic views on like the podcast itself, like back in the day when it was Deece, those are honest. Those are a lot of those topics. The reason that people gravitate towards that, because let's be honest, some of those conversations we might have behind the scenes, but they were just putting it on camera. You know what I mean? And it's usually jokes. Most of the time, it's like always jokes. But this is not jokes. This is a real thing and it's a bigger conversation, and it should be shunned upon to do that when you're in a position of power. You know, even Kevin Hart was talking about this whole situation. It's like that's bad leadership, where you're just like using that position to leverage yourself. Because I get it, but like, come on, man. You have to know where you are in your life, being self-aware. And I thought he was self-aware, but it's like, come on.
Yeah, so definitely a slip up. Joe Budden. I hope like they make it work, because she's still on the show's still going on. Oh, no,
she left.
She left. Oh shit.
I think it was because of this.
Damn. Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, it's done. Yeah.
Yeah.
The damage is done, bro.
So what are they doing about that? Is seeing the thing is not still going on?
It is. It's just the two
of
girls.
them? Yeah. Oh man, damn. Olivia Dope was the dopest.
Yeah, she was.
For sure. Damn.
It's a good show.
It's like Bridget Kelly, and I forget the other one's name.
Yeah. I like Bridget Kelly a lot. She's really funny.
Yeah. Damn, there was definitely a good energy there, man. So literally Joe Budden was like, yo, can I be a guest on this episode so I can fuck it up?
That sounds like his whole career. Let me just fuck this up.
Yeah, like, yo, bag was happening, man. You literally, if you did not show up to that episode there, the business would be kept going, you know? So, fuck, damn, I didn't know that. Fuck, that is fucked up. I thought she would have that just shows, like, self-respect, right? Like, she that happened. It wasn't like they were gonna like, oh, everything's fine now, she's back on, back. Yeah, so, like, at least she knows, like, yo, she checked him and then she left, right? Like, for anyone else that comes on. But yeah, damn. It's not really a good time for Joe Budden, man. I hope you just like, this is literally one of those times where you just need to like look in the mirror and be like, yo, I need to make a change, you know?
Yeah.
I need
Michael
to make
Jackson,
some
this
change.
bitch.
I need to make some changes in my life, because all this stuff is happening at the same time. But yeah, man, I wish them all the best. That's messed up. So yeah, our last global topic in the world of hip hop is actually some, music related news.
Yeah.
J. Cole's The Off Season, the first week sales are in.
Yep.
And the boy did 288K first week.
Crazy.
Pretty crazy numbers in 2021. They said this is the second highest release of this week, following after Taylor Swift's, what am I saying this week? The second highest release of this year, 2021, after Taylor Swift's album Fearless. So again, that's fucking crazy, man. Like, J. Cole's like, he's spitting that lyrical shit, and it's like he's competing with Taylor Swift for the number one spot. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
very true.
That just shows you, like, because he did it the right way. Built a fan base.
Yeah.
He made it about quality music, and now he's where he's at, right? Like, he just dropped. We've not heard from Cole in a long time. We're just talking about, we're gonna hear from Cole, and then he just came with like that. We got the interlude as a single. We got the freestyle, and then we got the project, and he was able to do these numbers. And I was saying, man, this is definitely mixtape vibe, because like, if Cole was really trying to drop an album, which is what I think the fall off is, I think like, it's literally going to be, you're going to see like the hand of the industry, like pushing that. And it's just crazy to think that if this was an album with very minimal marketing and he was able to do almost 300K, like, what's it going to look like, if, J. Cole drops the single with Rihanna on the hook, and that's on the radio before the album drops, and you know what I mean? Like, because J. Cole is in the position to do that, right?
Right.
Like, he's literally with Rock Nation and Rihanna signed it, you know what I mean? Literally, you probably get that Rihanna hook free and get on the radio, So I don't know. I just feel like then there's also J. Cole's like, he has dreads and he's trying to play for the African Basketball League. So are we gonna get that Rihanna single? Very unlikely. Very unlikely.
He's busy, bro.
So I'm just saying, like, again, as MCs, we're happy to see this, because this is proof that it's pushing, man. This guy's like damn near 10 years into his career.
Yeah.
Still hitting these numbers, man.
Still getting better as an MC, which is awesome to see. Also, something I wanted to say, bro, like, the valuable lesson here that we can learn from this is, like, the time factor. So, like, us desiring a Cole album, it got to a point where we're all basically fiending. We're like, what the, like, we need some more Cole. You know, Drake kind of went on this thing where he just wasn't stopping, and you kind of saw that in his numbers where it was kind of going a little lower and lower. So now he's taking a step back, and you're seeing us be more anticipated as time goes on. Logic had that issue where he put out Everybody, and it was a huge selling album. It was like at number one, it was crazy. And then he just kept going, and he was releasing like 2 albums a year. And every time it was lower, because people were like, oh yeah, he's gonna drop an album in like 2 weeks, you know? And so the time factor of like really taking your time and constructing these bodies of work is so valuable. Even Lil Uzi Vert, to be honest, like people were very looking forward to that, and he kept pushing it back. The anticipation.
I mean, I think he just had like label issues, man. Like that was what it was. Like,
well, that too,
but I don't think it was intentionally pushing it back. But yeah, I guess you're right. It helped.
So yeah, seeing this is really, really inspiring because he is still spitting. Like he's literally spitting bars. Like you said, like Taylor Swift, Cole are now the same. That's the same level. And he's still an MC, and he's still diligent to writing his own lyrics, and he's still about the craft. It's so nice to see in a world of people that are telling you, you don't have to write your own lyrics, or you don't have to study the game. This is proof that if you do, the things that are to come are like so much greater than the easy way out. You know, the roads less traveled are always the better endings, but yeah, it's super inspiring to me.
Word.
So, just went off on a little rant.
But yeah, I think this is very inspiring as well, man. So that concludes our global. So we're gonna do a Lifted Ones update. So what's popping with the Lifted Ones? That's the music crew. So we are in the studio. We are currently working on SOY and B More's EP, Late Apologies, which hopefully should be out before the end of the year. We are collaborating with a new photographer, Josh. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if Josh probably has a cool artist name that I'm missing on right now, but shout out Josh. So expect some cool photos from us in the studio. We're gonna be collaborating with him on some marketing stuff as well. So yeah, he's just gonna be growing with us. What else is popping? We're doing a cypher. We're shooting the next cypher this coming Friday.
Word.
We're trying to keep the cyphers coming every month. Expect the other cypher to be out pretty soon here. Just working on the rollout for that. And what else is popping with Lifted Ones?
Man, same old.
Same old. Yeah, we're doing this podcast. The podcast is now on the YYC Hip Hop Daily channel. For those, I mean, the last episode that was posted on the Lifted Ones channel, we did specify that it's gonna be on the YYC Hip Hop Daily channel. So I guess if you're watching this episode on YYC Hip Hop Daily, then you know that it's on the YYC Hip Hop Daily channel. But if you're listening to this podcast on a podcast platform, and you've been wondering why you haven't been seeing the episodes on the Lifted Ones YouTube channel, it's because it's on the YYC Hip Hop Daily YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Word. So that's about it. And then we're in the studio. You can book time at the studio. It's a creative space as well, so it doesn't just have to be recording, but we do that, recording, mixing, and mastering here. Follow the studio on social media. That's Solace Studios YYC. Yeah, that's it for our update. So do you want to lead us into the national?
Word. National news, we got just a discussion about a song. So we were just talking about, we've been talking about Nicki Minaj, and we were talking about her discography. We're like, damn, she doesn't have a lot of albums. And then we talked about her features. And then we brought up the fact that her and Drake have really good songs together. And one of the songs that kind of doesn't really get talked about a lot is Up All Night, featuring Nicki Minaj. It's on Thank Me Later. It's more like it's like a really fun song. It's like for the team type song. And it's just bars, and it's just like a really, really sick beat. Sounds like Boy Wonder. But yeah, what do you think of the song after not hearing? I don't know when you heard it last, but it's actually just really good.
Yeah, I don't know when I heard it last, but yeah, really dope record. I definitely used to listen to it a lot, like when I first got into Drake. Yeah, it's just dope, right? Like it's just them going, and I definitely hear the hunger in both of them. Just both. I don't think Nicki had put out her debut yet, and Drake, that was his debut album, right? So it was just that, like, yo, we're here to take the game,
right?
So just the energy, man. Yeah, it just takes me back when I listen to that album. It's crazy, man. Drake's been fucking doing this shit for 10 years, like, or over 10 years now. Yeah, man, what about you?
Same here, man. I do remember listening to it when I was younger, and I would always listen. I always really liked the song itself. I just have a lot of great memories with it, I never caught the bars, of course, when I was younger. I just was listening, and I'm like, don't even listen to the lyrics. I'm just listening to the song. And I just like the song, but there's actually some really great bars in there. And it's just a really, I feel like it's really slept on, but it's super fire. And I think Nicki Minaj had the standout verse, just because of the energy she brought. Which bitch made $1 million off a mixtape? That was just a keepsake. Louis President, I looped whatever. But yeah, I'm excited. I don't think we'll get that energy again. Like, literally, it's impossible to get that type of energy again because they're just not there.
I mean, I kind of felt that we got close to that energy. Like, well, the new version of that energy on Seeing Green.
Yeah, that's like the boss.
This was like, yo, they're coming in, they're talking, even on the bars, like, he's talking about how Weezy's still coming home, like, they're just holding it down for Weezy. But, like, now it's like, now they're all fucking millionaires, it's like, like, yeah, like, it can't be the same anymore because it's not like, yeah. I don't know. I'm happy. I like to see where Drake is at right now. I'm happy with the bars. I feel like Drake is definitely like, I brought it up before, like Drake is definitely like embodied, like he's embraced this, like, yo, I'm a mafia boss / rap superstar.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like the esque of his bars now. And I'm feeling it, like that's the delivery he's coming with, and I'm feeling it a lot. And Wayne snapped, and that's the energy I got from Nicki as well. We know that Nicki just had a baby, right? And like she got married, so there was even like she teased retirement. So I think she was really like just trying to be like, I made a lot of money, I've done this, but it's like, can't leave the rap game alone, that's probably how she feels. Like she probably like did probably just a couple months with that baby, like once.
I need to go back to the booth.
Yeah, I need to go back to the booth. And I don't know what the situation is. She probably has the baby in the studio with her, but just saying, like, she's definitely committed to the game. Because I remember like that literally before she had the baby, that's when she did the fucking 6ix9ine, what was it called? Troll. That was the name of the song.
Yeah.
Trolls 6ix9ine feature, and that was her first #1 song. And then she got another #1 song after that, like with someone else. Like she just like
Doja Cat.
Yeah, she just kept doing features like back to back, and
Yeah.
you could just tell like that was the game plan. It was like, yo, I'm about to have this baby. Let's just go for all the #1s now.
She's really great at features.
And then she had not had #1s in her career up until then, and literally she had the baby and she got like 2 or 3 back to back, and then had the baby, and now she's coming back on some like, yo, I'm ready to do this again. So again, man, I respect Nicki as an MC. Like I was just talking about how like, I listened to her first album when it came out, Pink Friday, and I definitely have listened to every album she has put out since, like Pink Print and Queen. I've listened to all her albums top to bottom, and it's just like, I feel like I was a huge fan of Lil Wayne up until 2008 when he signed Drake and Nicki Minaj and even Tyga, and I feel like that fandom kind of just gave me an appreciation for Drake and Nicki Minaj and just the whole Young Money signees before they even came, before I even got to know the artist, So I guess I'm saying like, because of Lil Wayne, I was already a huge fan of these guys when he was like, all right, this is Young Money. And then the fact that they're these talented dudes and like literally they've proven themselves in the game 10 years deep just made them legends, right? Like, so Yeah, man. Shout out these guys for sure.
Word.
So yeah, on to our local news here.
Word.
So in the city of YYC, I'm saying YYC, but in Alberta, we are in YYC, but in Alberta, which is the province we're in, a pastor was recently arrested.
Damn.
So we're in a lockdown. We're in phase 1, which means that like essential businesses only open, and everyone should be at home.
Liquor stores.
Yeah. So
weed.
It's like, so no large gatherings really is really what the government is saying. And so you said you even saw this video, right? There's a pastor trying to hold a gathering.
Yeah, well, it didn't even look like that. He was literally just on the highway. And he was like, I don't know what he was doing. He might have been just preaching. I'm not sure, but he was on the highway. I just remember watching some other news network, and then this came up, and then I saw the sign for Deerfoot. I was like, what? And then I looked it up, and it was from Alberta, and it was from Calgary, and I'm like, oh, this is a bad look. And they were carrying him away, and it wasn't for preaching the gospel. It was because he was doing I guess he was doing something that was going against the guidelines.
I think it was gathering people.
Yeah.
That's probably what it was.
Yeah, I can see the
probably gathering, and I think you're also not public performances right now are not allowed. That's why you can't sing or no one really you can't because you're projecting your voice, right?
Yeah.
So that could be it as well if it was standing on a podium yo, all of you gather, let me spread this COVID.
I wish I saw the full, I wish I saw what he was arrested for, because I literally just saw the part where he's on Deerfoot by himself, just getting carried away, and I'm like, this looks horrible.
I don't know if it's the same thing then, because what I had seen was basically I heard it on the radio, and basically I think it was just outside of Calgary. Mm-hmm. They just said a pastor was hosting a gathering. I don't know if it was indoors or outdoors. And the police came and broke it up. And I think they had already broken this guy's thing up once, right? Mm-hmm. And so they'd given him that slap on the wrist. Right. And they had to come back a second time and be like, bro, why are you doing this? And obviously he's like, yo, I'm just preaching the Lord, Lord's word, I'm, fucking, if you guys have to stop me from doing that, stop me. And obviously they fucking did, so yeah. Just showing how crazy it is here, how intense it is. That's pretty crazy if they're cuffing up pastors, sitting in the cell right now with hardened criminals.
Yeah, what the hell? Yeah, let's.
I mean, they're not in the maximum security, but they're probably the precinct prison, which is still there's still some fucking sketchy dudes in there for sure. Yeah, no pastor deserves to be in there. No,
especially for just preaching.
He's probably praying.
It's fucked up, man. It's so confusing. You literally go to the mall and it's people everywhere, and this guy can't preach. It's just, I don't know, man. It's really getting weird out there.
So another topic which kind of ties in, musicians playing their hearts out to save Calgary's iconic Blues Can. Mm-hmm. So Blues Can is a venue in Inglewood, which I guess plays blues music, ideally. Yeah. You said you've been there before?
I've seen it. I've never actually been there, though. But you heard this. I heard the snippet of when we were listening to the actual story, and it sounded like blues. So
yeah. So it looks like they're doing a fundraiser. They're trying to raise $50,000. And so it looks like they have a setup where maybe an artist, there was a drummer on the set, a drummer and a guitarist / vocalist is what I saw. And maybe the video camera is just away, right? So it's an empty venue, and I think they're just doing some kind of live stream or something, but they're just trying to raise money basically to keep the venue open. And it sounds like the money's only going to keep the venue open only for a little bit longer. It's not even for very long, which is just kind of sad because it now goes into, because in that same news clip, they were just talking about how other venues, similar venues or just venues that used to just host people or specifically do music, whether it's just to come and dance like a club or, be a music hall or whatever, they're shutting down, right? Because there is no business in that. Literally you can't literally, what is Junction's like business model? It was like, yo, let's have a ton of people in here. Let's COVID does not allow you to do that. So yeah, it's just kind of crazy that this is happening. And I don't know, I guess we're bringing this up, so I guess kind of support this if you can. And I guess it's just something to think about is like, how can we support the music scene, or just like get back to, well, we already know it. It's just once the shows start back, once we get the approval from government that we can start packing venues again or whatever the limit is, then we can start doing shows. And then it's kind of just up to the people in any community, really, because it's happening all over Canada and probably the world, right? Like, it's support your local music scene, right? Like, help these venues out, because that's really what it's gonna take when the doors open is, they need to have people back, like, pronto. Because, yeah, I'm sure there's someone right now who owns, like, a venue and is just, like, he's just stringing along every month and he's just trying to, like, any day now they're gonna be like, you can have people back in, and he's just waiting for that day, and so, yeah, when that day comes, we can't disappoint that dude. Yeah, so I guess it's all the news is kind of just tying into COVID, because it's kind of like that's what's going on here in Alberta and Canada. We're hoping to get back to normal here with the vaccines. I think someone showed me that, like, Gilly showed me yesterday, like 50% of Canada has been vaccinated, or at least has gotten their first dose. So
which that's probably guarantee a second dose,
which is promising. So yeah, it looks like we're getting out of this. You know what I mean? And as messed up as it all seems, as chaotic as it all seems, we're getting out of this, and it's like we need to start thinking strategically to plan for the future so that we can have music in our lives, so we can support our local businesses and venues.
Word.
Yeah. So yeah, on to our artist motivation. We'll be reading out of the Chinese Book of Idioms. Okay, so today's quote is, "A good name keeps its luster in the dark." Read that again. "A good name keeps its luster in the dark."
I know what that means. Yeah. I think this is what it means. So when people are doing like good deeds, like donating, the thing that bothers people is when people like film themselves doing good things, because it doesn't come off as authentic. But when you do it without expecting anyone to be like, hey, good job, that's when it's like I guess the luster, if that makes sense. Is that what that means, you think?
I think so. I think that's kind of like, take it as that interpretation. Yeah, I think of like, when I think of these idioms, like these are obviously the English translation of it. I think of old Shaolin monks, telling this to like, some American that just climbed the mountain to come speak to them.
Yeah.
Just some riddle.
Beard.
Like,
the old, what is it?
Fuck. "A good name keeps its luster in the dark."
A good name. Can I even do that?
That sounded pretty legit, man.
Yeah. A good name keeps its luster in the dark. I want that to be said to me at the mountaintop.
Yeah, fuck. I was gonna just say, I think I do agree with what you're saying, as that being the interpretation, and I think in just relating to being an artist is, being about it, not just for the spotlight, you know what I mean? I think that's I feel like that's one way to take it, right? There are people who they're only gonna be about it when the camera's on them, right? And then when the camera's off, are you still about it? You know what I mean? And I think that can relate to like a good name keeps its luster in the dark. You know, when the light is on you, you have a good name, and then when the light is off you, are you just this different person, or are you still that same person? You know what I mean? And so I think it relates back to being an artist, which is just being about your craft. And it's not just, I guess it's not just when you have a show that it's time to work on your performance, you know what I mean? It's always like working on your performance. It's always just developing your craft, right? It's not just doing it for, I guess the job does involve being in front of the spotlight on occasion, if not all the time, but it's about working on it when you're also in the dark, right? Like when the spotlight isn't on you. Word. So, yeah.
All right. So conclusion here, this has been episode 48 of Just Kicking It. Thank you guys for listening. If you are on Spotify or Apple Music, give us 5 stars and give us a follow. If you're on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button, the bell notification. If you're at the end of this video, drop a comment. It really helps out. Like the video, and thank you guys for listening. As always, peace out.
Peace.